Okay. All right. Let's get started. I guess you found out that this is a English speaking session. So I don't know who is not German speaking in the room. All right. Cool. All right. I'm also not German speaking because I'm from Stuttgart. That's why I think English should be fine for everyone. So welcome to the masterclass breakout named AI is all bullshit. Oh, beep, I should have not said that. When you don't have the data. My name is Ben. I'm representing a company named Riversand. You may have seen the logo on the bags. And we're truly very, very happy that we're actually being part of that event. Thank you. Take a seat. They're awesome. Wonderful, right? A minute ago it looked like the room is going to be not full. Now it's crowded. So thank you for taking the time. We're definitely talking about, and you let me know if you can't see the screen here over there. I'm going to jump back and forth. Why AI is all bullshit when you don't have the data. So it seems like with all the big trend and the talks about machine learning, automation, AI, the world's going to be a better place. And when I was reviewing my presentation for today, I was thinking it reminded me of Michael Jackson. Heal the world. Okay, I'm not going to sing. But I think we have to talk about a few things seriously, not dreaming about, oh, it's going to be all super easy and super cool now. Yes, there are things which are going to be more easier, more faster, more automated. But there are a few important prerequisites, and I think we'll have to talk about that together, and hopefully also pretty active. So don't hesitate to ask questions, or I may ask you a few questions, and I would appreciate if you kind of participate in that. So I think first of all, I want to ask you, who is here to improve her or his conversion rates in your online business? May I ask, what are you selling online, for example?
Jewelry.
Okay, cool. What else do we have?
I work for a hotel company.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Quais contábeis and websites?
Just excuse me?
Quais contábeis and websites?
Excellent, wonderful, right? Of course, and I guess as I ask you, right, everyone wants to improve conversion rates to have a direct impact on your margin and your business outcomes. So the good thing is everything is going to be solved. AI is going to do that for you. Isn't that a good news? Okay, it seems like you're not yet excited about that. And I think this is good. So if you don't really like my Michael Jackson example, let's talk about Elvis for a moment, probably. I'm actually really a big Elvis fan, and so I'm using this opportunity to sing because I want to be a rock star. No, but we have to talk about girls. No, but actually we have to talk about return to sender. Who is here who wants to improve or actually reduce the return rates in e-commerce? Excellent. So is anyone willing to share what the individual return handling costs in your organization? Or is that too aggressive, that question?
I think so.
Okay, right? Of course, there is research about that, and right, and I think it's common knowledge that it's between 10 or up to even 15 or more euro per each box a company has to handle, which is being shipped back. And I think you all probably know it from your own experiences when you're buying something for business or even for your private need. What are you ordering and what are you sending back? Oh, wonderful! We're having AI that's going to solve that all for us, and you have a better outcome, you have a wonderful career, and your business goals are met. Super cool. Stop. It seems like this is a lot of dreams. Your dreams are calling you, and it sounds like this is a very good and exciting time. The truth is we have to talk about a few bitter true things. Have one of you been to Florida for vacations, probably once in a life? No? Okay, you should go. You should go, for example, to see manatees. So This is actually an old story. I've not talked about that for quite a long time, but I felt like maybe it could match to today's conference. In the US, a gray dress of women's plus sizes was once flagged as manatee gray, while the standard sizes have been called out heather gray. And you could guess what happened after this was in the public domain on a big e-commerce website. A big shitstorm on Twitter. I think no one of us wants to be in that situation. No one wants to be the responsible product owner or product manager or category manager or marketing person who created that or decided about we're treating these two different things in a different way. And I think there are enough stories going into a similar way. When Electrolux went to the US market and invested huge millions in a online, it wasn't online at that time, a advertising campaign saying nothing sucks like an Electrolux. That was also definitely very inappropriate. Of course, I think this is just an example, and we don't know if AI or AX or things like that could prevent you from that. Maybe yes or no, but that's not the question. So I think for me, it was about reminding all of us about the reality where data is at the heart of everything what we're discussing here. Without the data, the whole dream will not gonna work. So I think we've seen an example from some of the presenters earlier on stage. So I'm not bothering you too much, but if we look at an example of a product description about a smartphone only based on a few attributes, like RAM, storage, display size, and so on. And this is then how a description could look like. And obviously, if we would read through that very short and not very compelling description, it is probably pretty clear, would one of you buy that based on that information? I guess you know the answer. And put yourselves in the shoes of your customers. We're not yet talking about other factors, not just facts or attributes, and you're comparing which product you need for either your private or your business need. We're not yet talking about the emotional factor of selling, right? Videos, social media activities, and so on. So I think we're gonna compare that later to a better thing. So when you think about your customers, do you have a certain vision in mind regarding the customer experience you want to offer them? Anyone? You don't have to tell me, but I'm pretty sure that you, as in your job, in your company, you have a vision. What is the experience you want to offer? I have my dream of that, and some of that is already reality, and I want to share that with you. It has to do with that I am a wine drinker. I'm not a beer person, and if I'm traveling international, Germans, obviously they only are known for beers. That's not the case with me, so I used to shop my wine always purely online. And our favorite standard was a white wine, a Sauvignon Blanc from France for around €9. And we used to shop that frequently. And when I ordered that once for my birthday party, which is luckily in summer, so I have the opportunity of inviting family and friends to my garden, I ordered wine for that, but then an unexpected thing happened. I was at work, and my wife called me during that day telling me that a couple of boxes, some of the boxes which had been delivered had been broken in front of the house, and some glasses, bottles actually, had been broken. Usually that shouldn't happen, right? Because there is the right material for that, but it happened. And I said, okay, that's definitely not good because it's only 2 days away, and how are we going to do that for Saturday? Well, that wasn't the only strange thing. It became even more stranger. My wife said to me, the driver, and now think about a gentleman or a lady in a brown, blue, yellow dress saying, don't worry, I handle that for you. Have you ever heard that? It happened. And I said, I can't believe that, right? Let's talk about that this evening when I'm back home. So I forgot all that thing and focused on work, came back home, and there it was again, the issue, I don't have my wine for my party. So what should I do? I picked up the phone and thought I'd call this company. And you have to understand I was having a long day, a bit tired, and a bit frustrated about that thing, so not in a good mood at all. Called up that number. Don't know if the person on the other side looked like that, but she said, "Hello, Mr. Rund. Are you calling because of the drop delivery today?" So this is probably how my face could have looked in that moment, because I was definitely not expecting that. She knew my name, she knew what happened. I said, yes, that's the reason. And I was already a bit cooling down, it was feeling better. She said, yep, I'm truly very sorry for the thing that happened to you today. And I also know that you are a very loyal customer of ours. But sadly, I also know that you have been already unhappily speaking about us on your social media activities. And as a background for that, you probably should know that my parents called me Benjamin when I was born. Most people today know me as Ben. And that means when I created my Facebook account, it was named Benjamin. On Twitter, I shared it earlier, right? I'm called Ben. And so on. So they have been able to clearly identify my activities on social media and matching that this is me with my address and my phone number and everything. And I said, okay, yeah. She said to me, I want you to talk positive about our brand and the experience you have with us, because it seems that you're a long-term loyal customer. And because of that, I want to make you a special offer. We have a new Sauvignon Blanc in our assortment. If you order this now, you get 9 bottles for the price of 6. Or was it 12 for 9? Anyhow. I said, okay, let's try it out. And she said, by the way, it is a new Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, special promotion, already very good ratings on the online shop, and so on and so on. I said, okay, let's go for it. And now I have multiple problems. The price is actually 19 euros the bottle and not 9, my previous favorite. And the second big problem, it is really, really good. So what happened? They have overall connected the dots about me, my address, my social media activities, my purchasing history, my preferences, somehow near real-time, IoT, I don't know, supported data to create this connected experience and turn around a very, very negative situation I was very frustrated with into me spending more, being happy and telling that story to all of you. I think this is definitely how customer experience should look like. And let's look at that from an honest point of view. In that story, the social media activity I added to that because I think this should be now part of the story. All the rest truly happened. And I'm pretty sure there might be one more thing which could become part of this very complex or demanding customer and just more complex world we're all living in today. Who of you is using Instagram? Oh, well, maybe half, all right. So then some of them, so you know that you have a very short attention span to grab people's attention. Has anyone, because of Instagram, taken any purchasing decisions? Did somebody? All right, cool. Yeah, excellent, right? There is the option now that they're offering a shopping cart feature, right? We're testing this out with a few selected brands. Or at least there is an impulse going you to an online store to do a purchase. I have done in the meantime multiple Instagram-based or started purchases. And actually with brands I have never heard before. And I thought I was usually pretty loyal to some brands. For my sports stuff, I have my things I'll prefer, or for a few other things. But in this case, there was a relevant promotion, which really, obviously based on my behavior, right, as you all know how that goes, made me a proposal. And it was even not a cheap price, but it was relevant. The message was perfect to the outcome, and actually the product, which was pants, chino pants, with the promise you will never want to take them off. And truly, they're very comfortable. So I don't regret doing that. Again, a new activity where whether you're using the Facebook catalog manager to upload catalogs and sell products there through Instagram, or just through promotions. It's one more channel where there's activity happening and interactions to grab customers' attention. I'm pretty sure all of you are using WhatsApp. Anyone who's not using WhatsApp? Okay. I'm not asking you for the reasons. That might be your decision, right? Most of us do, or similar things. And has anyone interacted with a company? You are a customer of, let's say, an insurance or a retailer through a WhatsApp service, for example. Has anyone done that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So how was that so far? Anyone want to share? Good? Quick? All right. Not so good? Yeah, of course. For sure, chat commerce or messaging-based communication, we know is not only a trend, it's just reality, and it's growing. Companies are looking how to deal with it on human interaction, bot-based interaction, or a combination, both of it. I think that's a discussion for itself. What is your philosophy as a company? What is the expectation of customers? Do the customers actually care, or do they find out is it a bot or is it a human behind that? I actually made a very personal, very good experience with a fashion brand where I used to buy my suits and jackets. I think actually this is also from that brand, where I identified an issue on their website because I wanted to order a shoe, but kind of the drop-down menu didn't work for my size. And I said, hey, send it out a tweet. There is an issue with your website. Within 1 hour, I don't remember actually the exact time, I had a WhatsApp message saying, hello, my name is, I forgot the name. I'm your personal assistant for the box service. I know you had an issue with finding this shoe in your size. Here is the shoe in your size, in the shopping cart. If you click here, you can immediately order it. And that has made me changing my behavior with that brand, starting to purchase through WhatsApp. And in the meantime, I found out it's really a person who was behind that, no bots technology. And they have packaged me based on my experiences. So I've taken a picture in Siena in Italy while on vacation from a shopping window, seeing something which I felt like, okay, I'm gonna ask them if they have something like that. Based on that, they packaged me certain things into my basket. It was easy for me and very convenient to get it. Of course, there might be a few things I still have been sending back because they tried to sell me more than I probably wanted. But I have really switched, in this case, my online shopping to a WhatsApp-based shopping. Of course, doing all that requires the data about me, my products, or other interests. And especially when we think about use cases in insurances, which I know a nice startup looking after that. The company, by the way, named Smoop. They're working very strong in the insurance industry. So if I'm contacting an insurance, they're gonna immediately identify this is Ben, and he's based in this small city outside of Stuttgart. And because of where he's located, he has an insurance account manager who's responsible for him. So we're gonna connect him to this person, and this person is actually answering me. So this connects people, employees, it connects me as a customer or as a prospect, and obviously the knowledge what insurance policies or packages did I already buy from them, or what is my next logical thing, because I need to change my insurance because my daughter is born. So a lot of connectivity still comes into play. And definitely, I'm totally convinced that in Generation Mute, where I'm not picking up the phone, I'm saying, okay, I'm texting people back later, messaging is now a incremental part of a customer experience omnichannel strategy. One more channel you as a company provider of services or products have to deal with. Oh, there's one more. Hey Siri, can you tell Alexa to order a pizza from Domino's Pizza? So one more channel with voice commerce requires the data to understand language and connect that to an actual purchase order. I think this is just proving that these latest trends are just increasing, so that complexity is increasing, where you still have to be in control of a timely response and relevant information for the people, customers, B2B or B2C you're dealing with. I think this is, these exciting things, but they're still a reality. Super exciting things, but there is still some boring data you have to have under control to be successful with all these things. So, and some of you have been very kind sharing what your business is, travel, jewelry, and so on. If you think about your company, and when you're selling jewelry or a travel package, or whatever the right term is, that a journey, you may think about who is involved in your organization to have this thing or this offer ready before somebody can purchase that. And how long does that take from the creation of it or from the purchasing of it, depending if you're a brand, a manufacturer, or a retail organization, obviously it is going to be different. So let's think about a retailer. You have supply chain, purchasing, or category managers who are responsible for, let's say, certain earrings probably, or whatever categories, or in fashion it might be about shoes. So you have to deal with different vendors and brands to get their data on. Or if you're a manufacturer, product management defines first of all what actually is the product. Think about the example of that mobile phone we had earlier, and then that mobile phone is still not ready because there's descriptions missing. It's not in the 20 languages you're selling through. May I just ask, who of you would think is in marketing in your own job definition? Who is in marketing in the room? Anyone in e-commerce? Okay. IT things? Okay, a bit of, okay. All right, so we see there is this mix, and I think it's just reality, and there might be so many other teams, individuals, groups, in companies or in group level who make that process just complex. And the time to market probably is longer than you want that to be. So obviously everyone of us wants to be fast, selling more, selling it faster in a relevant way. So clearly I think at the end of the day, what we should take home from that conversation here in that event is you have to connect these dots of parties, which are all of us, as an employee or as a customer or as a supplier, all your things, solutions, products, services you're offering at different locations, whether it's a store you're selling at or a warehouse or any location where you have to deal in your business. You have to connect all of these things. And so of course, there's a reason why I'm here. We're selling it. You can buy from me now. No, true, but we're doing that. Right? We're doing that at our business. We help our customers to connect the dots, knowing from what vendor is what product, what cross-sells or accessories are part of that. So this is kind of how we go about it. And I think all the cool things you talk about need this foundation, this one thing or this one ring to serve it with the data. So of course I have to mention that we're helping companies kind of to source data from any kind of sources, systems, or manual efforts in organizations or outside, connect that relationships about products, places and things and suppliers and customers, and bring that to market, whether it's e-commerce or any other channel. So that's what we're doing, by the way. But I think we have to talk a bit about the path to great data. And I think there's a few categories I want you to think about as a prerequisite for all these cool things AX and the people here are doing. So how complete is my data? Let's just think I'm in a retail scenario and I'm getting data from a brand manufacturer. What is missing when they provide data to me? Because maybe I have my requirements. I always need the brand. I need this certain number of imageries or videos. I need certain price or size information. Is that conform? In what format is that stored? How do I get that? Is it an Excel spreadsheet, or are there any other data formats? How am I getting that? Is that maybe structured or unstructured things? How do I get all that together? You should please think about consistency. So are there any conflicts because there are things coming in a different way? Let's just say you get the same product from 2 different suppliers. How are you going to deal with that? Who wins and who has the better description? You have to get in control of that. How accurate is it? What is correct, incorrect, or probably out of date? In some industries, you know, kind of where you are in, there are rules and regulations. You have to have warranty information, or you have to have things which are valid only until a certain point in time. So you have to get in control of that. I think we mentioned already duplicates. Are there duplicates? Or how are you dealing with one provides sizes in the US size scheme and the other in the European ones? Or the colors are not always a red. One might be a that's gray, a manatee gray, or other gray, right? So we have to get the whole conflict, or probably what is missing, because you always have the requirement. If you're working in food, you have to have certain regulations you have to complete, or in pharma or medical products. There's always key, also in industrial regulated things you have to complete. And with all this hard work, if you have this under control, you probably have a much longer list. I think this is about 35 different attributes, again about the same smartphone we talked about earlier, but that based on AX transitions into a very well written and hopefully nice read description of such a platform. And I think at the end, of course, you and your company, you may have solutions to manage your data, to fuel all these kind of things we talked about. If not, very often is the question, okay, why do I need that? I think there hopefully I could give you a few inspirations about that. But if I need it, okay, what is the value of it? What is the value in my different use cases? And how can I convince my management that we need it and there's a real ROI with that? I think there are actually, and even here, there are people in the room who I know who help you with that, or partners and sponsors of that event who help really to understand what is your current situation in your company, or what are standards with data management and outcomes you can achieve. They can actually help you really map concrete activities into values, what that creates with the data, and define really a document which defines the business outcomes of a data management platform for your executives who have to approve an investment into a data management platform. And that really can finally lead into what is the focus, what is the plan we go about, and really quantify the benefits of that. And this good or bad product description we saw earlier is one of the examples. All the other things I gave you about good or bad experiences, the return rates, or the e-commerce impacts. And that usually, this is just an example, we're not going through that. So the people, the good consultants, partners of us, or kind of people in our company usually help our customers to define, okay, what are the outcomes I want to achieve with a better data management, let's say impact on e-commerce and other things, and actually use examples of us, other customers who have done that before to prove this is a true outcome in a faster price and quote creation, for example, because that is the example this customer was concerned about, or a measurable faster time to market. This is really measurable outcomes where truly prove, okay, this hard thing, data to do, has a true deep impact on the success of your business. So I think what stays when we look at that whole thing is when you're dreaming and looking for the AI to solve the world, you should see the elephant in the room, or in this case, the lion. So please don't forget about your data when you're dreaming of AI, and especially when you're thinking about what is the user experience, the customer experience you want to offer your clients. What are the tools you have today and how they're ready for what you want to achieve in the future of customer experience. That's probably a thing I want you to take along also from that conversation. And if some of that you found interesting and you want to learn deeper what we actually are doing, companies like Nivea, I think everyone knows, for example, and many of our customers are meeting in Amsterdam, mid of October 16th and 17th, where I'm happy to invite you to talk about data and the outcome, for example, on the Nivea experience, where the head of Nivea experience is going to talk about how they use Riversand to have a better influence on understanding the customer expectations and finally really create stickiness of the customers to the brand of Nivea. Thank you.